Hello everybody and welcome back to Vixen Purple's Crochet and More. I am your host Cheryl. Hello from Colorado Springs, Colorado, where I reside. And at the time of this filming, it is October 26th of 2025. And this video is going to be showing about a lot of my makes that I have been dealing with, as well as some very long progress stuff. Last week I was sick, and I do apologize for not being on, but I had a major head cold, and that didn't help very much at all. And I don't know if you can hear that, but the husband decided to play on his guitar right now. I don't know what to do. So it's been kind of one of those crazy things. Anyhow, I wanted to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I greatly appreciate you guys being here, and thank you for joining this channel. It means a lot to me. And thank you to all my OGs who have been here through the thick and the thin of it all. Now, I have been working on some projects that I actually am very happy that I got finished, because while I was sick, I kind of worked on them to stay away from them. But this was a head cold, so it wasn't that bad. So what I have been working on, this project has been off and on, and it's a very, 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 very scrappy, and I do mean scrappy project. And yes, I'm leaving it with all the stuff. So in the process, I have used 2 pounds, 56 ounces of scraps, and I mean scraps. I am talking about, let me see if I have some in here. In this, balls like this, stuff that's not enough to do a project with on that. So anyhow, I decided a long time ago to make a C2C. I haven't decided if I was going to use this as a rug or just basically give it to my pups, because I have Rascal and Oscar, and I also have kitty cats too. So this is my scrap project, and I didn't make it very wide. I just kind of did about an arm's length, a little bit over, and this is what it looks like in the scraps. And I am not mad at it at all. So, and yes, I do leave the tail, these where I connected. I just kind of think it kind of is, if you want to scrap, this is definitely something scrappy to have in the for a rug or something. So I haven't decided whether I'm going to give it to the pups or not, but that is 2 pounds and 56 ounces of scrap yarn that was used up. So that's a good thing. And like I said, that project has been working on for a little while. Some of you guys may remember some of this stuff. I had pulled out some yarn that looked like it was out of one of my totes, that actually a couple of my totes that I've gotten from the garage. And I actually got to do some projects with them. So you guys might remember from one of the totes, I had a gray chunky weight yarn. I think this was definitely a Red Hearts yarn, but it didn't have no label, and it's definitely acrylic. And well, I weighed it out to about 2.7 ounces. And this is all I have left, literally. So I just basically made a basic beanie, and I didn't have enough to do that. I haven't decided if I wanted to add something to it, but I don't think it's more. I think it's going to be okay just the way it is. So that is what I have left. This is what I kept it attached so I could show you guys. This is all I have left of that skein. And it was a pretty solid skein too. So the other thing I had pulled out was a skein of this Lion Brand's sale yarn. And I picked it up at the thrift store for $1.29. Here, I'll show you the label. So this is the label. And there's the price tag that I paid for it at the thrift store, and that was at Goodwill. And this is called Peach Ombre is the name of it. So this was a full ball, and I managed to get 2 hats. Now this one is kind of an interesting pattern. I will tell you the story here in a few minutes, but I made this hat and I thought that was pretty cool. And I had enough dough over to do, but I needed to extend it, and I had some scrap white, and I made a basic beanie with a little bit of a design here. And I just added white to it. I had some older white that was very close to the white that's in here, so I got 2 hats out of that one skein of yarn that I can now put in with my rest of my labels. So that's pretty good so far. Better find that other one. Okay, the other thing I did, hold on, let me grab it. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so the Peach Ombre hat was actually a combination of a stitch pattern that Crystal from Bag O' Day did, and I was trying to decide on whether I was going to be a part of the Laura's Mad Mimi's crochet and farming videos, where she does the Bod Hatapalooza. I can't talk today. So Crystal had made a headband. This is what it looks like, and this is the 2 stitched together pattern that she used on this. I shortened it up because hers was, about 8 inches. Oh, 8 rows. Sorry, 8 rows. And so I just did this one, and I just thought it was pretty cool. And what I had left from doing that one, I decided to do a hat using that same stitch pattern with that. So this is all that I have left of the yarn, literally, is that. So that's a scrap ball. But I use this, I love this yarn print, and this is the color, what are you, Fruit Punch. So this is the label. There's the name, if you guys can see it. Sorry, my lighting's not that great. And stuff. So that is all that I had left of this, and this will go into definitely another project. But this is the hat that I created using the stitch pattern, but I used I think this is the camel stitch, where I half double crochet, and I crocheted in the 3rd loop only on that, and then I used the pattern that Crystal did with her beanie, and that's what that Peach Ombre was too. So I got 2 hats, well, a hat and a head ear warmer on that part. So I'll set this over to the side. The other thing that I have done, let me get this, is I had this animal in my yarn room for a while, and it keep on sat there and staring at me like, come on, make a blanket for me, come on, make a blanket. And I couldn't think of a color that would go with it, but I finally decided on a color, and I went with it. So the color that I used, let me untie it, and this is all that I have left of this full skein of yarn, because this was down in the yarn room downstairs. So this is all yarn that I have left. I picked this up at the thrift store for $1.99. It was a full ball, and it was the Cafe Latte, and it's the Red Heart Super Saver. And literally, that's how much yarn I've got left on that. So this is what I made. So I made it a lovey, and I thought it looked really good with this guy. Now I was thinking about adding a darker brown with this because of the hooves. And then I thought, no, I should do it with a white. And then I realized, you know what? Blanket's good enough. So this little guy has gotten a blanket to go with it. If I can get it open and over its head again. And voila, we have a blanket for the horse. And it was perfect because then you can still see the hooves and everything despite the fact that it's this brown. And I thought it looked really good. It complemented this yarn did with that. So I have a lovey, and this lovey has taken me a little over off and on about 3 weeks. And then when I was sick, I went ahead and used it, finished it up. So the other thing I had, I don't know if you guys remember, I had some very much older chunky yellow yarn, and I didn't know what to make with it, but I figured out what I was going to make. Oh, that's a red fluff. I have some cat carriers or small animal carriers, and I figured, you know what, this will be perfect for a pad inside. So I had this this yellow chunky yarn, and this was in one of my totes that I pulled out. So I was able to do a very basic mat for one of the cat or dog kennels, whatever you want to call it. And this is the other one. This one I was thinking, if there's a cat in there, they can kind of play with the fluff, and I just figured I'd do that. So each one of these weighed out to be 5.9 ounces. 5.9 ounces on both of them. Oops, sorry, gave you the back one. And so I got to use both of these just to make those pads for the kennel carriers that I have, and that's perfect. The other thing I had in my stuff that I pulled out, no, this was downstairs. Downstairs I had some yarn that I figured, you know what, I'm gonna look at it and see what it is. So I had this Woolworth Wind Tuck, and it's 100% DuPont Orlon acrylic. That's the label. And this is called Berry Ombre. This is what it looks like. And this was definitely 3 ounces of yarn. So again, playing around because I really liked how the pattern looked. I made another beanie using Bag O' Day's stitch pattern on this. And so that's one of the hats that I did with that. This is all that I had left. This is a little scrap ball that's going to probably go into another pad like this and being held double to make a rug or something like that. So there we go. So we have this, and this is what I have left. Okay, and the other thing I have done too is pulling from downstairs. This is literally all that I have left of this skein. I have more of this yarn, and what I used was Premier Anti-Peeling Everyday Bulky, and this is definitely a 3.5 ounce ball. It's 87 yards. This is all that I have left. I didn't have enough to do another round, but I improvised, and I got a hold of this skein out of one of my bags that I have in this room of Go for Faux Fur. And this is what I picked this up at Hobby Lobby, And this is one that I had up here that I was going to use for something else, but I figured, you know what? I have it. I'm going to put it on this hat. So this is what I did. I did a basic beanie with this fur. And I think it turned out pretty cool. So that is another label that's going to go into the how much I've used for the year. So far, I think I'm doing pretty good so far. Now, this I did not weigh. This was like a scrap ball. But you know what? Since I'm right here and my scale is literally right next to me, here's my scale. I'm going to weigh this to give you guys the ounces of how much I used on this, because it's just a basic washcloth. And this was 1.4 ounces. Better write that down on one of my little labels so I can use it. So I can put it in there. All right, so 1.4 ounces of that. Better write it down before I forget it. So now I have a label to go with my other ones, and I just made a basic half double crochet washcloth. Nothing fancy, just a little washcloth. So there is that. You can tell where my tension got tight because this side is going, yeah, it's not exactly straight. It's kind of crooked. Oh well, it's for whoever wants to use it. Oh, that's fluff. Okay. All right. Also, almost done to this point. This is a pattern that I bought off of Etsy, and it's by Crochet Grove. And this is the pattern that I got. Let me turn down the brightness so that I can show you guys. Where are you? Come on. There we go. So this is the pattern that I got, and it's called the Baby Bat. And this is the one. So I did this. I basically did it all in brunette black or charcoal or whatever you want to call it. And this is a little bat that I did. This wasn't a bad thing. The only thing I did different, well, it's still a little crooked. One ear is down lower. This one here is way too far back. So that was my, that was something that I was trying to do, but that's my fault because I should have paid attention more. But this is his. I had some purple glittery felt that I picked up from Hobby Lobby a while ago that was on clearance, and I just cut the circles for the eyes because these are clear eyes that I gotten a bunch of them from the thrift store. So this is what else I've made as well. So it's pretty cute. I'm not going to complain. I probably will make another one. But this time I'll probably put more of a gray color in there, or use the gray and then use the black as the wing accent. So that is what I got that I had done as well. And then today I finished this one up, and I've been seeing, this is no pattern. This was just something I saw that I could do. And, oh boy, glue's all over the place. Anyhow, I made a suit sprite. And out of Burnett blanket yarn. And I still have some left over. And then what I did, instead of crocheting the stars, I decided to go dig through my stuff because I knew I bought some stars that I could just glue on, and that's what these guys are, is those glued on stars. And I just thought that was adorable. So this is last, but not least, well, this is the last piece that I've done. But anyhow, that is what I got to show you guys. So let me know what you think on this and see what you think. I showed this to my son. My husband loves it, so I'm probably going to give it to him. I showed this to my son, And he goes, I want one. And I'm like going, he goes, without the stars though. So I just want it black and no legs. I'm like going, but people has showed where it has legs. So this is a suit sprite, no pattern. Just figured I'd make a ball, put the eyes on, and I did use safety eyes, but I crocheted the patches first, and then put the safety eyes over that patch and just kind of sewed everything on. That's what I did. So I hope this gives you guys some ideas. This took me about start to finish and crocheting everything, probably about 2 hours roughly, getting it all done. But that's what I got to show you guys. All right. Let me know what you guys think in this. And like I said, I'm sorry that I wasn't on last week. That cold kind of just knocked me for a loop. And I just continued to go through it. So that's okay. We're going to keep on trucking along. So, all right, guys. I'm going to let you guys go. This video is already a little bit too long. There's a lot of stuff that I showed you guys. Let me know what you guys thought with the hats or the stuffies or something like that, and go from there. All right, guys, I will see you guys later. Big hugs from me to you, and we shall see you guys on the next video. You guys take care, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.